At the end of the day, I don't think it's a want. I need to follow Jesus for myself and for the people around me. Because if I tried to do it on my own, I'm not getting very far. I'm Aidan, and I came into this world on September 21st, 2003, born to a loving mother and father, as well as two sisters. Unfortunately, when I was 2 years old, my parents divorced. That being said, I do know what it's like to have a loving family, and I've seen firsthand, and I'm very blessed to have the parents that I do. To this day, they're definitely my biggest supporters. I remember like it was yesterday, the day that I decided to follow Christ. I was 11 years old, going to the summer camp not far from where I used to live in Ontario. And I remember the smells, and I remember the time of day like it was yesterday. Sitting on the back of the golf cart with my camp counselor, Nick. And he just took me aside and said, "Hey, Aidan, have you ever thought to live your life for Jesus?" And at the time I was like, "Hey, Nick, what do you mean? I've grown up loving Jesus." And long story short, Nick helped me with that very important step to follow Jesus. Ever since that day, I've tried to put my best foot forward and live my life the way Jesus tells me to. But it's obviously easier said than done. When I was in middle school, I struggled a lot with health, mental health, and to this day, I'm so glad that both my parents, despite their divorce, were able to come together and do what's best for me at the time. I went to go live with my dad, who lived in the middle of nowhere, and for the longest time, it was just me and him. He was my dad, yes, but he was also my best friend. And the memories and the things that he had taught me about love and the scripture were too many to count. When I graduated from high school, I decided to work for a year, and then I moved out here to Kamloops with my girlfriend at the time. Things fell through between us, and I got into a really hard spot in life. Just the fact of being 4,000 kilometers away from home, as well as just not having anybody here to catch me if I was to fall. It wasn't an easy time for me, although throughout it all, I never once felt like God had left me. I always knew where he was and who he was backing. And it was me. He was always backing me. All the trials and the hurdles that God had sent my way, I had overcome, and it's turned me into the man that I am today. And I thank God as often as I can. 10 years ago, after sitting on that golf cart, I'm here today showing you all I'm ready to take the next step for God. And come hell or high water, my life belongs to him. I always knew that God was around. I grew up in a very Christian household. But I think I saw Jesus or God the very first time when I was struggling. And that was when I was having those health problems, those mental health problems. And how fast, within 24 hours, it just turned my life upside down. Just having the support of both my parents, everything stopped, the world stopped, and it was like, okay, let's figure this out and let's get you back on track. And I think that was God really, neither of my parents went to work that day. Both my sisters stayed home that day. And God told them all to just, like, as weird as it sounds, it was, I need this kid on the straight and narrow right now, and he cannot fall off. And that's when I was like, okay, I'll do it for him because he wants me here, I know I'm no better than the gum on the bottom of my shoe. So everything that I have, everything I've been given, every opportunity to be here, the body I have, the car that I drove here, it's all a blessing from him. And I do my very best in the workplace or when I'm going out for lunch, whatever it is, to reciprocate that onto anybody, even those small little interactions to a friend of mine who's going through something. I don't try and shove religion down their throat, but I preach at them from loving relatability. First and foremost, I think he is a father, and I think he should be treated as such. You should love him like a father. You don't want your father to not be proud of you, and God will never not be proud of me. I know that. But I still want to make him proud. I still want to be his loving son at the end of the day. There are times I don't. There's a lot of times I don't, but I think I need to more than I want to. At the end of the day, I don't think it's a want. I need to follow Jesus for myself and for the people around me. Because if I tried to do it on my own, I'm not getting very far. Sure, maybe I'm young, I might have the life ahead of me, but I know I'm gonna make mistakes, and I know I have made mistakes. And I want them to know I'll fight tooth and nail to show the world that I'm for Jesus. All of it. Everything. The air I'm breathing, the chance to be here, the nerves that are running through my body right now, all of it. I'm so thankful to be able to just feel and love and just life, love, liberty, everything. All of it. I'm so thankful.